Hey everyone. Hey Scorpio. Happy birthday to all of you once again. It is the month of November. There was a message that was put on my heart, and it has to do with those of you who have experienced hauntings, spiritual attacks, spiritual activity, either in your home, at your job, staying at a person's place, maybe in a previous home that you lived in. And I just thought that, we just kind of dig into that a little bit because spirits are real. For those of you who are into tarot or into witchcraft or into the spiritual realm, and you have, dive into that, you know that spirits are real, energies are real. But this is not just about energies, or residual energies. This is about spirits who are actively working for good or bad. This can be spirit guides. It could be a god or a goddess. It could be a ghost of a passed on loved one, or an energy of a passed on loved one. This can be also really, really bad energies of spirits that were never human, and they just try to walk this plane and possess other people, or bother you, or become really pesty energies. Some of these energies can also be in the form of animals, where there are spirits who can morph into animals and spy on you. Some animals will spy on you. Those are actually spirits who are spying on you, or trying to enter your home. Others, they're animals that are actually spirit guides who are there to keep an eye on you. So I just wanted to, I'm very, very much interested in those types of topics of spirits and things like that. I don't really dabble in things like that, but there have been some occurrences in my life and lives of my family and some of my friends who sometimes they question if it was real, because we live in a world where there's a lot of people who are just like, that's not real, you're crazy, you're just, making it up. But I'm just here to see, for those of you who do believe that there has been a haunting or some type of spiritual interaction or ghost interaction that has actually happened to you in your life, whether it be from your past, maybe it was when you were a child, maybe you had an imaginary friend, or you had a friend or a sibling who had an imaginary friend, and you find out that they're not really imaginary, whatever the case may be. If you've had any spiritual occurrences in your past, or if there's any spirits that are following you around now that you have an inkling about, or you have a feeling about, whether it's uncomfortable or not, or comfortable, I'm here to kind of talk about those things and what types of spirits might be following you around, or spirits that may have followed you around or spied on you or tried to protect you in past experiences. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in to your reading, Scorpio. This is for all signs of Scorpio. This is a timeless reading. This does not have anything to do with a specific time frame. It depends on when you dealt with this experience, okay? So Scorpio, messages for Scorpios regarding ghost experiences, hauntings, experiences with entities of the light or dark, spirit guides for the sign of Scorpio from their past or in their current lives. Messages regarding spirits or ghosts or entities of light or dark in their lives now or in their past. Let's see if there are any spirits that you should be aware of from your past or currently now, Scorpio. My beautiful Scorpios. Okay, so you have the Dandelion of Wishes. Could be that there are those of you in your past, you spoke to a spirit. Now, wishes can go both ways. It can be good or bad. Okay, it depends on the spirit that answers the call. Okay, you could have cast a spell a long time ago. You could have wished for something. And just understand, Scorpio, for those of you who have cast spells or you've wished for something specific either in your past or currently in your life, please understand that there are entities, good or bad, or spirits, good or bad, light or dark, who hear those wishes, and they may try to answer those wishes. Okay? This particular spirit could definitely have come to you, because I see dandelions. So it seems that for some of you, I feel feminine energy for some of you. I also feel that some of you all were outside among some dandelions. And you made a wish. This could have been when you were a child, okay? A long time ago. And some of you guys literally had a dandelion in your hand, you know, the fluffy version of it, and you made a wish. Someone heard it. Someone heard it. Now, sometimes you start getting into the fairy realm. Okay, so these types of videos, understand, you guys, this is not for people who are faint of heart or people who do not believe at all in this stuff or think that it's crazy. This is for those of you who a part of you is like, this has to be real. Okay, so if I sound crazy, you know this video is not for you. Okay, but Scorpio, there are those of you who made a wish a long time ago, or you made a wish recently and someone heard it. Someone heard it. A spirit heard that. I'm not really getting whether this is bad energy yet. So what I do get is be careful what you wish for. And if you made this wish without really knowing what you were doing, without protecting your energy, you may have actually, there could have been, you could have called on a spirit where you really didn't know what you were doing, and this spirit kind of caused some things to happen that you weren't ready for in order to answer your wish or your prayer, depending on who you were praying to. I also get the sense that some of you, Scorpio, back then, if this happened a long time ago, you weren't necessarily religious. Or maybe you were playing a game with your friends, or you were just willy-nilly just saying, I wish for this, in a certain area in your neighborhood or something. Let's see it. Let's look a little bit deeper on what this entity or this spirit is for you, Scorpio, regarding this wish that you made. You beautiful Scorpio people, what spirit is this regarding the wish that Scorpio had made in the past or currently? Yeah, you have mystery. So you guys, some of you guys, because I see this as the moon card in the tarot, those two towers and then the moon there. Some of you guys made a wish and you had no idea what you were doing. Others of you, there was an energy, there's a spirit that's not really revealing themselves to you, especially if you were speaking or chanting or doing spell work or playing around with, you know, witchcraft, whether you believe it or not. There was something maybe in the forest or in a field or at the park or something at night, maybe even in your own room, in your home at some point, where a spirit answered your call, but it remained in the shadows. It didn't really show itself to you. Some of you guys may not even have known that this spirit was even around, that this entity was even around. And I think that's how they wanted it to be. Now, I'm getting fairy energy for some of y'all, okay? Some earth spirits. I don't know where that's coming from, but some of you guys, depending on where you lived when you were younger or where you lived at a certain point in your life or where you live now, there are those of you who actually connected with an earth spirit or fairy. Or fairies, okay? I got that the beginning of your reading when I first pulled the dandelion card, okay? Now, the bottom of this deck, you have cleanse. So, once again, there are those of you, if you made a wish, a spirit call or answered you, and again, I'm not really getting good energy. I'm not getting that. I'm not saying that this spirit is demonic. I'm just getting that they're a little pesty, okay? And you're going to be working on their terms. There is no working together with this spirit. It's like you asked for something, they answered, and you may not have really been aware of who you were talking to or who you were asking this wish of. Okay, so there are those of you, you may find that there is a spirit or some type of a spell that you had done, or you had said something like, I wish for this person to this, I wish for this to happen, I wish for that to happen. And there was a spirit, again, that answered, but I don't really see that this spirit is, I wouldn't say that it's evil, but it's a little pesty. It's not something that you want to keep around. For those of you who don't like chaos and you don't like that type of energy, this spirit is in the shadows. They don't really like being seen. Okay? So be very, 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 very careful of that. Be very careful. And some of you guys, if this was in your past and you don't deal with this anymore, and maybe some of you guys may have a memory of this happening in your past, this spirit did not want to be seen. And some of you guys may feel like, well, maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe this can be a situation that you don't really talk about with other people because you don't want to be, you're not really sure or confident that this was actually a being that you connected with, but you did. Okay, it depends on what you're dealing with. But once again, I'm not getting evil energy. I'm just getting like a little pesty spirit. It's a spirit that just, they don't want to be seen, but they kind of they want to answer you. They want to connect with you, but they really don't want to be seen. Okay. Others of you, this could be evil. It could be something that is not good. Okay. And you may need to really cleanse yourself and cleanse your home if you're still living in that space, or if this spirit is still stuck to you. Okay. But I'm not really feeling too much evil here. I just feel like you need to get rid of this energy if you're dealing with this presently. Okay. All right, let's pull a couple more oracle messages, and then we're going to get into the tarot, you guys, to see what this spirit was or is for you in your life. And the beautiful Scorpios, what spirit from their past or currently are attached to these wishes, this mystery? Give us more insight into this spirit for the sign of Scorpio, for the ghost or spirit or entity they have connected with. Okay, so then you have this High Priest card. Some of you guys, this spirit is kept an eye on you like a bird, some type of a bird. Because I see the High Priest or the High Priestess card with this mystery card. That's Pisces energy. Okay, this is a very ancient spirit, or it's a spirit or an entity that's been around for a very long time. I don't see this as being a ghost of a family member or someone who has passed away. This is not a human spirit. This is a spirit that's been around for a very long time. And I get the sense that it's been attached to the earth or the land that you live on for a very, very, very long time. And with the High Priest here, this spirit is of a higher knowing. It's of a different type of existence that, Scorpio, you may not understand, okay, or you didn't understand, okay. Again, very mysterious, because the High Priest energy or High Priestess energy is very mysterious, right? Very, very mysterious. It's not something that is willing to be seen. I get that for others of you, this is like a privileged type of energy from this spirit. It's like you have to be very privileged to see this spirit or to interact with them. And again, I'm still getting fairy energy for some of you, depending on where you live in the world. There is some fairies here who maybe you were in a field, or you were in your home, or you were playing with your friends when you were little. It depends. And they may have heard you saying something, or I wish this, or I wish that, or I wish I can have this, I wish I can have that. And there were some little earth spirits listening to you, and they were like, you know. Let's answer them. Bottom of the deck, you have the Hermit, retreat and recharge. So there are some of you all, you need to take a break from your home or go on a vacation and recharge your energy. This spirit can, depending on this spirit who's attached to you or did attach itself to you, you may have had to move away. If this is attached to your family, this entity or this spirit or ghost, it could be an energy that's very draining for you, or it's too much. Again, it's a spirit that you're not really ready, or you weren't really ready to interact with. And you may have to, you know, kind of rid yourself of this spirit. I don't get like a god or a goddess at all. I don't get like a higher being or an ascended master. This is just a spirit that's just been around for a very long time. They're really well versed in the spirit realm and spells and rituals. Like, they know how things work, and they listen. They really know how to listen to humans, and they know how to really observe. Okay. And that might be too much for you. Okay. And that's okay. Right. Sometimes there are spirits that, sometimes we unknowingly connect with spirits that we shouldn't, or that we are not ready to work with, whether we were intending to or not. And we just have to be aware of the energies that we call on, or the energies that we're interacting with. Okay. But again, the type of spirit that I'm picking up on, I'm not picking up on like a passed on loved one or someone who died in your home. You know what I mean? Like maybe like decades or hundreds of years ago. This is not a human. This is not someone who was human before. I'm not getting that for you guys. Could be for some of you. It depends on how this resonates, but I just get the sense that this spirit can, you know, just kind of cause some drainage, really help you. It can really cause your batteries to really be drained and make you feel tired. Let's pull one more oracle card for you guys for this spirit or entity of the light or dark or ghost that has attached itself to you from your past, or that's still attached to you now. For my beautiful Scorpio spirit guides, for the ghost or spirits or entities that have attached themselves to Scorpio. It's interesting that this card wanted to come out. Okay, yeah, this spirit, for a lot of you, whatever this spirit is, it's very ancient, very old. It expresses itself in a very different way, maybe through sound or music. Maybe the sound of a certain animal. The cave wanted to come out. It says retreat. So you may need to really keep yourself far away from this spirit. This is not, I'm not getting good energy from this spirit, Scorpio. So once again, it doesn't mean that you lived in a place where the land was very old or ancient. I'm also getting sewers. Like if you live in the city, some of you guys, some of you Scorpio, if you live in the city and you don't really live in a rural area, or like in a, if you don't live in a remote, like a very, very countryside type of area, and you live in the city, I also get the cave as a sewer, as a sewage system, okay? Where there are darker spirits or entities, or I'm also getting like creatures for some of you, okay? Like shapeshifters. I don't know, y'all. Like I'm getting some crazy energy. And this does not mean that you lived here. You could have went camping someplace. You could have went to visit somebody, a family member, and you may have been having a conversation with a family member, a friend, whatever, you know, and a spirit heard you. I don't know. There was something there that was just like, oh, let me just kind of like put my ear to the wall. You know what I mean? But this spirit does not want to be seen. Some of you guys, maybe you were hiking, maybe you were in a cave, or, you know, you were in a forest. You were just someplace that was very enchanting or very different than where you normally live. And this spirit just kind of ran up on you, okay? Or it just got very curious about your energy. So interesting. This is so interesting. All right, I'm going to pull 3 tarot cards for you guys, Scorpio, regarding this spirit or entity that has attached itself to you, or this spirit or entity or ghost that you may have come across, or that kind of followed you around when you went on a vacation, or you went to a retreat, or you went someplace, maybe you went for a walk, you know, any kind of situation at some point in your life. Okay, this again, I repeat, this does not have to be a spirit that's still with you. Okay, some of you guys, it is still with you, but others of you, this is a spirit that, you know, was curious about you, but then after you left, you know, it stayed where it belonged. You know what I mean? So let's pull 3 cards just to dig a little bit deeper about the situation, about how you came across this ghost or this entity from your past or currently. For my beautiful Scorpios, how did they come across this ghost, and who is this spirit or this entity or creature? And again, some of you guys, you may end up getting some creatures in this reading. I don't know. If it's not a spirit or a ghost, it's a creature. So I don't know where these readings are going to go. I'm just letting it go, okay? Okay. So this entity was bored. It's like I said, it's bored. But this creature is not here to work with you. It wasn't there to, it was just curious about you, and it kind of, like I said, it kind of ran up on you. You know what I mean? Some of you guys may have just started feeling sick or tired out of the blue that day or that week or a certain part of the year after going on a trip. And it was hard to shake this energy because it just ran up on you, or it just, you know, kind of appeared out of the blue. Kind of hit you like kind of hit you like this horse in this night out of nowhere, and just knocked your shield out of your hand. This spirit is actually pretty powerful. Okay. Okay, so y'all, if you guys gave a spirit an offering at some point, like I said, fairies. I don't know where I'm getting this from, Scorpio, but like, some of you guys came across some fairies one time, and maybe you were a kid, or I don't know. But there's some ancient energy here. I don't know where you live, where you're from, but you know, there are those of you who came across some fairies. They were not happy, but they were curious about you, but they were, you know, they're very curious about humans or curious about what you were doing, but then you could have offered them something, or you could have, you know, maybe if you didn't offer them anything actively, like you didn't give them anything physical, or you weren't even aware of them, you stepped into something. You stepped into a place where there was an entity or a group of spirits that just was, they were like, what are you doing here? You know, they were just kind of ran up on you like, what are you doing here? Yeah, you have the 9 of Pentacles. So you may have just been enjoying life. Again, you probably went on vacation, or, you know, you're just doing your own thing. And so was this entity. It was just doing its own thing. Like, again, I get very ancient energy here, but when you came into contact with this energy or this part of the land, it was just, it was less than a good situation. That's what I'm getting. Some of you guys were on a business trip alone. Maybe you left the country. Others of you may have come in contact with someone on a business trip who had been working with a certain spirit, and this person kind of pushed this energy onto you for some reason. Maybe it's because this person saw that you had really nice things, so they maybe, okay, for some of you Scorpio, there's somebody who may have cast a spell on you. If it wasn't a spell, this person's energy manifested an entity that tried to kind of make you feel a little uncomfortable in your life, because this person may have been bored. But once again, I don't feel that this is a person. That could be just for one of you. This is specifically about ghosts and spirits and entities in this particular reading. So once again, there are those of you were on a business trip, And depending on where you stayed or where you went, there was an entity or a spirit there that just kind of came out of nowhere. And this is, again, I'm just getting casual energy. This is not like you were in the middle of working and something came up on you. This was like you went for a walk, you went on a hike, you know, and there was just a spirit just kind of bored, minding its business. And then it saw you and it was just like, oh, let me go, you know, let me go see what Scorpio is all about, you know. The spirit's been around for a very, very long time. Let's clarify these tarot messages for you, Scorpio, for the spirits or ghosts or entities that you have dealt with in your past or what that you're dealing with currently. Clarify these cards, my spirit guides. Clarify these cards. Remember to cleanse your homes, cleanse your clothes, cleanse everything, Scorpio, for those of you who do that kind of thing. Cleanse yourselves if you're still dealing with this. Yeah, there is a spirit that, you know, it's kind of caught in a cycle. They didn't want to let go of something, or, you know, they didn't want to move on, you know. It kind of saw that you had something to offer, and so it kind of wanted to connect with you for whatever reason. But I don't see that this was an equal give and take here with this spirit, because you have the Ten of Swords. So there's something about this spirit not really wanting to let go of you. It doesn't want to move on to anybody else, or it didn't, you know. There was some type of a change or an ending. Maybe there was a point in your life, Scorpio, where you wanted to move on from something that was boring you. You were tired of it. And in the process of you were at a point in your life, Scorpio, where you're like, I'm tired of this. I'm done with this. I'm tired of being disappointed. I'm tired of being bored. You could have gotten divorced. You could have broken up with somebody. This could have been a job that you quit or something like that, and you got a new job. Or there are those of you that were holding on too tightly to something, and you were just at a crossroads in your life, or you were just in a point in your life where there was an ending that had to happen. And then with the Seven of Swords here, this spirit just kind of walked up on you and saw your vulnerability. It saw how disappointed and sad you were. It saw that darker energy, and it wanted to thrive and feed off of that, right? And maybe it tried to make a deal with you, or it wanted to, whether you actually actively connected with this spirit or not. Could have been again, this is a very old spirit. It's an earth spirit here with the Aries energy of the Emperor. So this could have been a spirit that was, again, like very, a spirit that was just all about fighting and war and arguing. Could have caused some arguments in your life and some uproars, some unnecessary uproars for you. All right. For others of you, this could have been a masculine energy, but I did get specifically feminine for some of you, but others of you, this is specifically masculine. I don't see this as something that has passed away or a human. This is something that's been around for hundreds to thousands of years, okay? And you're just at the mercy of this spirit. So you may, if this is a spirit that's still attached to you, even when you're by yourself, it tries to come around and bother you. Cleanse yourself. Cleanse yourself. Cleanse your home. Cleanse your belongings. Okay? Banish this spirit, because it's not here to help you. It wasn't there to help you. Okay? You made a wish, or you wanted something in your life, and even if you made a wish deep down inside, you didn't say it out loud, you didn't actively do a ritual or pray about it, it was just deep down inside of your heart. This spirit heard it. Okay, so be careful, Scorpio. all right? For those of you who have dealt with this in your past, or for those of you who are dealing with this now, okay? Much love and light to all of you. Please stay protected, okay? Cleanse yourselves. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you guys in your next reading. Bye, Scorpio.